Here we are again, folks. We're back. Episode 181 of This World Blows, the comedy podcast. We're coming to you from the heart of the Hollywood fires. That's right, folks. I'm in LA. I'm in the danger zone. But you know, I hate on this show talking about anything topical, so we're not even going to talk about it because you can just click on the news and see all the information you might need. Instead, we're going to talk about a little song that's, I don't know if it was inspired by this same event, or this type of event, but this classic POD song, Wildfire. Okay. Here we go.
Come and give me that wildfire. Uncivilized sound that I am. The primitive rock I play style. Consciousness vibes I know. The untamed flame that I desire.
I mean, I've shown this song, talked about this song on the show before, okay? If you're a longtime listener, you've definitely heard me talk about this song because of these lyrics. What is it? Me want uncultivated Jah Glow. That is, it brings a smile to my face. Even in a time of distress like this, during maybe a statewide catastrophe, I can just think about that some white guy with dreadlocks literally wrote this down, literally put it in a song, Me want uncultivated Jah Glow. And then a record label put it out. Like, it went through all of these steps, all of these processes. There had to be, I'm sure there was like a spell check person, editor doing the lyric sheets for the album. And the album's from 2003, yeah. This POD album, and the song Wildfire, guys, check it out. It's pretty hilarious. I should have looked up like a vocals only version because the vocals are the most amazing thing. Like the rapper ran out of things to do, so sort of just stretching, trying to find sounds and things you could find. So he's like, what if we say the word fire, but we go, fire! Fire! Maybe let's listen to a little bit more of it. I don't want to leave just yet.
Come and give me that wildfire. Uncivilized sound that I
Wildfire!
primitive rock I play style.
Zio!
The untamed flame that I desire. Me want uncultivated Jah Glow.
Me want uncultivated Jah Glow. I mean, that, I really can't say the sentence without smiling. I'll have to think of this on my deathbed. Just try to remember, me want uncultivated Jah Glow. It's such an incredible sentence. What else is going on? Oh yeah, one of my episodes I got like a strike on YouTube for, all because I showed tons of nudity. But the thing is, it was the Alien Ant Farm episode, and I was showing clips of their tour video, Road to Wreckage, where they accidentally, well, they didn't, but a tour bus went off the road and killed the driver, and but they included tons of themselves being naked in their documentary. So that's on their YouTube site. Or on someone's. So I just put that out and I'm pointing it out, and it's like YouTube is telling me I can't point out their sexual crimes just because I refuse to blur it. I definitely don't have enough listeners that I thought that would not be a problem. If there was, I know how YouTube works. If you have a big channel, you got to blur it, but I don't. So I was shocked that I got this strike. That means, well, I guess I don't know if someone reported it, but maybe I wouldn't be surprised if someone I know reported me. Because they don't want me talking about Alien Ant Farm and digging into the deep truths, exposing what the ant farm has been up to. Yeah, I got a nudity strike, so I've tried to appeal it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we'll see if they let me off the hook. We'll see if they let me keep my episode. The thing is, all these episodes, even though it might not seem like there's a lot of work here, but there is. I'm a one-man up. I got to download these videos. I got to sync them up to the audio that I'm recording right now because you want the audio to sound good. So this all takes work, even if it sucks, it still takes work. So if YouTube flags it and downs it, it's a bummer. And the last thing I'm going to do is like re-record myself. Like I've lost episodes before. I'm not going to go re-record these topics or these points that I had made and rehash a joke idea. Even though it probably would be better because it would be like a second take. I'd probably be a stronger thing, but I'm not going to do it. Because then it's lost the charm once I've talked about it. That's the problem. I take all these notes, but I'm like, if I don't get to them quickly, the excitement about whatever this thing I found will start to fade a little bit. So really, I'm a slave to creating content, and that maybe it'll be a good thing, you know. Maybe I'll be the next Jack Doherty. I'll be the over 40 Jack Doherty. That's what they'll call me. And I'll wreck cars. I mean, as long as they're giving me expensive cars, I'll wreck them. I'll wreck them for views. I'll do anything. I'll do anything these idiots are doing. I'll do it worse. I'll kill people. Not intentionally, of course, but I'll wreck my car into people. Actually, I think a streamer just did that. That must be a subconscious thing, because I just saw a video where a streamer killed like 6 people accidentally trying to just drive a car fast. So I guess that lane is taken, no pun intended. Because I fucking hate puns. Okay, check this out. I found this last night. Here's what happens. I try to go to bed, but something will pop up and I'll be sucked into the world. And so last night I got sucked into this world of, I had no idea this existed, literally professional, pogo stick bouncing men. They have like these hydraulic, powerful pogo sticks. Check this out. They go like 10 feet or more in the air. It's crazy. And so they do get injured. Okay, so I was watching this, and of course I had to watch this whole like 20-minute thing. Like, what the hell is this? What kind of psycho subculture? Okay, now watch this. This big bat. He's about to take a big old slam. Oh no, he nailed that one. Okay, one of these he slams hard, and I kept rewinding it and laughing so hard out loud at. What was it, 2 a.m? I was like trying to go to sleep, but I'm laughing out loud watching him try to do this move and then fully have to get beefed. Okay, bounce. Bouncity. And not so funny now to me because I've seen it so many times, but last night I was laughing out loud at that. I kept rewinding it. Like his body goes fully vertical and he can't swing it back. And he just has to fall pancake style. And it's the risk you take. But there's this whole crazy subculture of pogo stick men, maybe, and there's probably women too, but they're saying, the interviewer's asking, like, when did this start? And he was like, 20 years ago. I was like, I've never heard of this until last night, that people are doing pro pogo stick tricks, and like it's kind of part of skater subculture. Never, ever heard of this. This is insanity. It seems like that, like the margin for error has to be the highest on a pogo stick that has the hydraulic pressure of 1,000 pounds. That seems like that is the hardest of extreme sports, pogo sticking. But that's real. So this is the reason to stay awake at night, guys, because the YouTubes will send you secret info about ways you could get very hurt. It's wild. It's wild shit. I also went down a rabbit hole the other night of watching Jimi Hendrix interviews, which I don't care about Jimi Hendrix, never liked the music, I don't know anything about him. But what happens at my age is I'll start going like, oh yeah, that person that I never appealed to me. I never actually looked into like what they're like, maybe, what their personality is. And so I wanted to see what his vibe was. And when I watched this interview, I don't know if we'll even play any of it, but I watched this interview and he seemed like, dare I say it, autistic or something. He's like, compared to the interviewer speaking in this bizarre accent, this bizarre fake, broadcaster accent, Jimi Hendrix seems autistic. However, he seemed way more relatable to me and people of our time than the broadcaster guy. I was like, well, maybe we've all become whatever Hendrix is in this scenario. Should we play it? Let's see. Is it worth playing the Dick Cavett show?
Well, it sounds something like the New York street. I don't know. It's like today the air is all static, so the amplifiers are static. Music is loud, the air is loud, and we're trying to settle things down a little bit. But it's going to take like a rest,
I asked a practical question and got a philosophical answer. I
Is
think
that
that's terrific.
philosophical?
I thought it
Oh, I
was.
thought
You
that
said
was
there's
George.
static in the air today.
Jimi Hendrix is, I mean, again, it's my opinion. He looks a little autistic the way he's not making eye contact. There's a couple features. Maybe he's just tired. Who knows? But I'm just saying I relate to him more than I relate to these other weird men that are talking in this. Well, I better talk like this because it's the year 1970 or whatever fucking year this was. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're all becoming Jimi Hendrix. I don't know. But he's not the personality I suspected. I thought there would be a little bit of a boisterous or like a flamboyantness to him, but he's very quiet, very reserved. And again, I'm saying Spectrum. I'm calling it. I'm calling this shit, bro. So check it out, guys. Go watch old interviews of Jimi Hendrix. There are sometimes I'll watch an interview of someone from back in an era, and I'll be shocked by how much they sound current, like how much their voice sounds, or whatever, even their slang, or their lack of use of slang, makes them sound modern. I think there's a few videos going around that were like that. Like, this guy must be a time traveler or something, because videos from 50s or 60s, I don't know when. There were some that are pretty amazing, though. You're like, yeah, this guy, he sounds so modern, it's bizarro. And I wonder if in that time they're considered like dorks or weirdos. Like, this guy can't speak right. But it's because he speaks for the future. He speaks the way we understand in this fire-cap Riz Chud world. That would be wild. They found some time traveling tapes, and people are saying fire, Riz, and Chud, and mid, sus. It's giving. Ooh, maybe, yeah, like Hitler created these terms back in the web, and it was like he's tried to seed them into our culture. I don't know why that would accomplish anything. I'm just trying to find a way that we could make it. So back in the day, Hitler came up with it's giving. Hitler. It's giving. It's giving. This will ruin the world if we tell them to say it's giving. It's giving. Okay, what else we got going on here, guys? I went down another rabbit hole the other day. Down the Shyne rabbit hole. There's a rapper named Shyne from the 90s that Diddy signed, and then there was some type of club shooting in New York that J-Lo was involved in, and Shyne had to take the fall and went to jail for 10 years because a gun was pulled, and I don't think no one was shot that I recall, but I believe a bullet was fired, and it seems it was probably Diddy, but so Shyne, he's out of jail, but he's from Belize, he was raised, it's confusing, he's the Belize, he's high up in politics in Belize now. I think his family's from Belize, but he was raised in the Bronx in New York. So, people have pointed out how strange it is that he has a full Bronx accent, while speaking on Parliament, he does not. He has a full Belizean accent. And I noticed this, and I looked at it, I was like, the RP, anyone have a problem with this? I guess everyone also noted it, because it's very bizarre to do that. Let's have a listen here.
I see stories on the internet. A lot of talk is about your accent, right?
Oh, they wildin' like, bro.
They wildin' like, bro.
Belize. How am I gonna talk like this?
It makes no sense.
But I grew up in Brooklyn. But I can't talk Brooklyn and Belize.
Right.
Like right now, if I start talking Belize, yeah. So when I'm young, this the way I'm gonna do, and this the how I get started. You gonna be like, those people out there in America won't even understand what I'm saying. But
right.
What? That's not true. You're not speaking. It's not another language. He's faking an accent of a language. He's not talking about I speak in a different language. Listen, this is him speaking in Belize.
On a matter of national importance, I don't know if it is because of a procedural protocol why the member from Orange Walk South has not apologized to the member from Albert.
Okay, so you can hear what I'm saying. He's not speaking another language. He's speaking perfect English, but adding an accent to it, and he's also slowing how he speaks, acting like he's confused at what word to choose, because he's like, I don't know how to translate. He's pretending he's translating in his mind, like someone might if they were bilingual and having to speak a second language. He's taking that little pause to pretend he got two lingos, but he's speaking just in an accent. There's nothing about that people wouldn't understand in Belize, or like he's in Belize talking like this. It's not another language. He's talking in English. But his excuse is people in Brooklyn wouldn't understand this Belizean accent. That's a little weird. And the idea that people in Belize wouldn't understand your Brooklyn accent or vice versa is not true, because we can understand it. We're all sitting here listening to it. So that's funny. I've never heard that idea before of going, it's for them to understand. Like that's why I'm talking with a New York accent right now. These people don't understand unless I'm talking like this. Okay? That is not true. We are all speaking the same language of English. He should have been smart and lied and said, "Oh, half the words are not translatable, so I'm speaking." He should have just lied. But in the interview, he says, "They wouldn't understand, man. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. They wouldn't understand this accent. They only understand this one." What are you talking about, Shyne? You're making yourself seem less credible in the case against Diddy. But yeah, I just noticed that. I wanted to talk about it. It started enraging me. I'm like, why can't I do that? Why can I move to Belize and speak with? How do I get away with doing an accent nowadays as a white guy? I have to become a prime minister of some country, and then I can say I'm allowed to do that because they don't understand if I don't. Okay, let's move into the gates of hell. Let's open these gates of hell. I think last time I was focusing on this artist, if we are calling them that, this lady called something Rory. What is her name? Something Rory. It's Rory. And so since then she's blocked me from her profile. So I'm now not able to look at more Rory videos, but I was looking at a lot of them and they were cracking me up. This is the woman that did Sorry I'm Late, sorry that I'm 40, sorry that all these things, sorry that I just fucked some guy, sorry that my mom just died. Or, am I right on fucking time? That's the spin. And what I've decided to call this genre, I finally figured out what all this TikTok music is. The genre of music is therapy music. It's therapy. Like, that's the genre. All the lyrics are literally mantras or self-help things that they've been told by therapists, like you are enough and are you late or are you right on time? Because you're here now and now is when you seize the moment. These are therapeutic like sayings and like teachings which may be good for your brain but are not supposed to be the lyrics of a song. Like that, you don't need to give instructions on how to think or your personal processes of how you're not going insane. That's not a song. That's just embarrassing. That's why all these TikTok songs are so embarrassing and cringy, is because you're just showing us some personal side of you that is not artistic, it's not musical, it's just embarrassing. It's just too personal. It's just not meant for consumption, and you're trying to monetize and say that this is performance, or claim that that's how you express yourself. I must express myself. Well, actually, needing to express yourself via art or whatever, like you could argue that's a thing, but you don't need to post it. You know what I mean? Like you could write a song. I used to be a musician. I used to make music. I've written many, many songs, and created many of these things that maybe are embarrassing, and therefore you don't need to show that to the world. You can just create it, and the therapy is, if it truly is a therapeutic process, like you're claiming you must do, then you shouldn't need to post it. You're doing the art. You're feeling the feels. You're getting that. You're working through that thing. Whatever it is, you have no reason to try to monetize and get views on it, or make it clickbaity, or add sexiness to it, or add whatever. That is not expression. That's marketing. That's nothing to do with expression. You know, like that's just how you get famous. It's like expressing yourself, like requiring praise by others. So you couldn't express yourself if you weren't able to post this video on TikTok. That's deeply sad if you are a grown-up. But that's Rory, okay? That's what It's Rory does. Also, side note, darkest note of all, she's Australian. I clicked on some videos and I was disgusted to see that she's fucking Australian.
I didn't think that being the change I wanted to see in the world would mean going through perimenopause on a music video. But we will.
The grossest, worst accent in the world. The grossest, worst accent. It's so great. It's so in there. Ease. A lot of ease in there. Rory. Sorry I'm late. My mum just died. It's a little different if she had to speak it with her accent. Sorry I'm late. My mom just died. Oh no. Am I right on fucking time? So I watched some video, and I was also, when you look at these people and you go, they're getting all these views and stuff, go click on the comments, go find someone who supports her, find someone you like, then click on their profile and look at them. Look at these absolute scum filth humanoids that are encouraging these ultimately mega losers. And it's very disturbing. I saw one of the videos for the Sorry I'm Late. There was a girl that posted, just burst into tears because of this. Now you have to think about that. Like that is a person who needs to get locked the fuck up. I immediately clicked on her profile and saw she was exactly what you would expect. A grotesque being. I'm not going to explain her physically beyond that. I'll just say a grotesque being. Okay? And just a weirdo freak. You just imagine someone who loves improv comedy. A weirdo freak who, it's not even that they're bad looking. They're just like so attention starved and like obnoxious type of person that they would cry at hearing this idea of I'm right on time. Because ultimately it's encouraging you that you've not lost the battle yet. And you have. You maybe were never even in the running or whatever. Like, it's disturbing. And there's the majority of people in the world are disturbed, and therefore there's a pretty huge audience for these kind of what's it called? Psychos. There's a huge audience if you're a psychopath, mentally unstable person who's willing to put out this kind of therapy music. You'll find an audience. You'll find them out there somewhere. Okay, since we opened the gates of hell, we have to play at least one thing before we go, because we're getting to the end here. Let's, this one. I've been waiting to play this one. The Lord Len. Get ready.
Taking off in a vert, Jordan jeans, I ain't wearing no skirt. Alexander McQueen just a walk in the dirt. Puffin' a spliff, I don't fuck with no perks. You tweaking and going berserk. How you a bum and you still trying to flirt?
I mean, have you ever in your life heard of anything like that? Screaming female rap. I mean, honestly, I respect this more than I respect It's Rory. And this is way funnier. This is way more embarrassing on one level. But I respect this as far as I've never heard anything like this before. I've heard It's Rory before. I've heard plenty of stuff like that. I've heard plenty of I'm doing okay music. I've never heard something this interesting. This is the kind of thing that you would hear in like The Fifth Element when they would play like futuristic music, or like in a movie that's set in the future. They'll play a song that's supposed to be a regular radio song. It would be something like this: big pots and pans, and then a female rap screaming. And that we're now 2025. We're here. We're at the Fifth Element time period. Finally. It's very exciting. It's very exciting for me. It's very exciting for you guys. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna make as much content as we can before the world crumbles. We'll see how much that is, guys. There was episode 181 of This World Blows, the comedy podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, share, do all those stupid fucking things. Send me money. Send me text. Tell me I'm great. Encourage me, or in the comments or through text, tell me to stop. At least get involved, okay, guys? Don't leave me hanging here.